Good evening, everybody, and thank you once again for joining us on this Team Eagles Monday evening Zoom. I'm so happy to see everybody, and I know a lot of people listen to the recording afterwards. I hope I didn't overwhelm too many of you with the numbers last week. Had some very nice comments. Thank you very much. So anyway, we are Mick and Jenny Daly, as you know, living in these beautiful mountains of Colorado, where I'm seeing a gorgeous sunset just going down. And just as a very brief overview, yes, we've been with this wonderful company for 27 years. Joined way back in 1990 when we lived in Dallas, Texas, having just come across the pond from England 3 years earlier. And I tell you, timing was everything for us. We were looking for a way to stay in this wonderful country. IBM was not going to make it possible for us to do that, so Mick walked away after 23 years, and we got busy. We saw that top position of National Marketing Director, and we said, hey, if they can do it, we can do it. It took us nearly 5 years, but I tell you, the rewards are definitely worth it for those of you who are willing to put in the effort and work towards it. And not everybody wants to be a National Marketing Director. You know, a lot of people, if they can cover the cost of their Juice Plus, then that also is a great goal to have. And we have a lot of people that we've helped do that along the way. Anyway, as always, the contest, that leaderboard is changing. So Mick, if you would like to show people where we are currently, getting towards the end of March. Hopefully you can see that. Do you want to comment, Mick? Oh, you're muted.
Okay, we're just 1 week from the end of the month and 1 week from the end of this entire contest that runs from conference to conference, so from October to end of March. It's even tighter than ever up near the top there. And I want to just mention the fact that even though Nikki Golly appears to be 220 points behind the leader, Blue Russ, and those two are closely tied in the business down there in Arizona, all Nikki has to do is to sponsor one rep. That will give her 100 points in column 5 under new reps right there. And that will automatically give her another 100 points because she'll have a bonus for doing the 5-1. That is at least 5 orders and 1 rep sponsored in the month. So that would bump Nikki up 200 points to rival Blue at the top. And other people like Nicole Helmstetler on the call tonight, I know in the next week, Nicole will get 1 more order so that she gets her 100 points there and a bonus of 100. Then she'll have 400 points as well. Likewise, Juliana, I'm sure Juliana will do the same thing. So just because Blue Russ is leading, Blue Russ had better not sit back and assume she's going to win, because you competitive folks out there are definitely not going to let her do that.
I think maybe I should mention that you do need to have your computer screen on full screen in order to see all those points. Mick, I don't know whether you know that, but I'm sure some people who are on their iPhone, or if they haven't expanded their screen, they can't actually see the entire chart. So I should have mentioned that earlier. But anyway, it's going to be a tight race. Very exciting. So we're looking forward to giving away a lot of money in Phoenix. So I wonder how many of you will be among the recipients. Okay, let's move on to tonight's topic, which couldn't be more different from last week's, because the topic tonight is sharing Juice Plus. And this, of course, is how you make money in our business, because initially it's all about the customers and building the customer base. Typically, as time goes by, whether it's 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, or in some cases longer than that, mentioning no names, you know, you will find that your team evolves typically from your customers. There are a few people who see the business opportunity at the same time as they hear about the product, but those are very few and far between. So we'd love a lot of interaction tonight. You can unmute yourself. I'm guessing Mick won't unmute all the lines at once because you tend to have a lot of background noise. Let me kick this one off by saying, okay, this past week, we entered 3 new customer orders. It's important that you know that. You know, we're leading by example. Even after all these years, we are still placing new orders. Let me very briefly tell you how they happened. Well, the first one was a couple our age who are into CrossFit. Wife has been doing it for many years. Husband just started, and we've known this couple for 8 years, okay? Talk about building a relationship. And we were very direct, and we said, hey, if you're going to be exercising like that, you need some good nutrition. You need to get started on Juice Plus.
That was actually me talking to Glenn. And when a man talks to a man, we can be pretty blunt.
Absolutely.
And he's about my age, and I said, Glenn, if you're going to do CrossFit, you'd better bump up your nutrition, buddy. And after a few weeks, he finally succumbed, and so there we have it.
So that's just one example. It was a question of timing, but certainly it was a relationship we had built over many years. The second one, now Mick can't take any credit for this one because I was at the nail salon. I don't go there too often, but I have mentioned Juice Plus to Julie, who owns the place. She's from Vietnam. Delightful lady. In the past, over the last few months, she's been concerned about the cost. And this time I took her sample of the gummies, the soft chews, and we talked. And okay, so she's only ordered the trials to begin with, but she's moved from saying, it's expensive, I'm not sure if I can afford this. She's now saying, if these are really good, then maybe I'll get my whole family on it. So again, this is an example of the first step, and who knows where it could go from there. I mean, I have a vision of her making it available to all the clients that come through her salon. And then the third one is somebody that I met very recently. I belong to a leads group here in Eagle. It's a small group, about 16 of us meet once a month at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's my challenge, getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning. But we take it in turns to give a 15-minute overview of our business. And this past month, I was invited to do so. And as a result, we have a couple who have ordered Juice Plus for themselves and also in the Children's Health Study, together with their 16-year-old daughter. So, just different examples there, and everybody has different stories to tell.
I need to butt in.
Let me just say that the one common factor is the relationship. It's all about building that relationship. Yes, Mick.
I need to butt in and blow your trumpet. How many of your leads group are now on Juice Plus?
That is true. There were 16 of us there were 14 of us there that morning, and 9 of us were already taking Juice Plus. I mean, yes, the other 8, they are our customers. So that was 9. So there were 5 others, and 4 of them were very interested. One of those 4 is the one that started. So there are 3 more that I'm still talking with that they will order, certainly in the next 2 or 3 weeks, just a question of timing. In one case, it was one guy that was there. He said, we need to do this, but I need to convince my wife first. So, okay, we can do that. It's usually the other way around. So let's open it up and hear some stories as to just think about some recent orders that you've placed and tell us how it came about.
Hey, I'll go.
Okay, Sandy.
I've had 3 new orders here in March, which I haven't been really good about getting new orders, but one of them came from Kroger. I was shopping and I had my Juice Plus jacket on because it was cold, and I actually had two different people ask me about it. One was the Dr. Pepper guy, and he just stopped me and said, "What's Juice Plus?" So I talked to him. The other one was one of the checkers. As I was going through, he said, "Juice Plus, I used to take that." I said, "Well, why aren't you taking it now?" And he said, "I don't know." Apparently his ex-girlfriend or somebody. Anyway, it was a story, but he ordered Juice Plus, and he's one of the assistant managers there at Kroger. This weekend, Anna and Roka and I did the Self-Reliance Expo here again, and I've been doing that for like 4 years, 5 years, I don't know, since the first time they came to town. They're under a new ownership and everything, so there's been a lot of advertising. But anyway, I had a couple that had come by. They've seen the Tower Garden. I don't know how many times that they've been to this expo, and they said, well, we're coming back tomorrow, we'll think about it. Before the day was over, they came back the same day, and they ordered the Tower Garden. They should get it Wednesday. And then one of the vendors next to us, vendors who are also at the expo are always good prospects. A young guy, he says, I don't eat vegetables. I said, okay, then you need Juice Plus. So he looked at a brochure while we were all working there, and he was ready to order. So that was
Excellent.
just conversation.
There you go. Yep. 100 conversations. Does that ring a bell? It's all about the numbers. Talk to enough people. Go for the nose. Okay. Thank you, Sandy. Somebody else.
I'll go. Unless Rachel wants to go first.
You go first, Nicole.
Okay. So this month, I finally got someone who I'm talking to since the start of the school year, so since August. She is actually a patient of Dr. Ross's, and we were connected through school. I'm breaking up. Let me stop my video. Is this better? Am I not breaking up now?
That's better.
Okay, so the first one is somebody I've been talking to since August. I met her through my son's school. She was a mom of previous students. So she actually happens to be a patient of Dr. Ross's. And she's like, oh yeah, Dr. Ross has told me I need to have my kids on that. And she's like, but I need to know more, and he hasn't sent me more. And I was like, well, I can send that to you. That's no problem. And so I feel like Dr. Ross and I both worked on her, and she finally ordered. She got her and her 2 boys on the trio. And so again, it's like what Sandra was saying, it was relationship building. I just kept sharing with her, kept talking to her about it, and she'd blow me off, but I don't think on purpose. She's just a really busy lady. But I just was lovingly persistent. I'd check in ever so often, and finally she's like, okay, I need to get this stuff. Tell me more. Remind me again. And we've had the same conversation 3 times where she asks me the questions and I answer it. The second one, which I think is a bigger deal. So I went to the boot camp of Kurt Beavers in Peachtree. And my team left early in the morning, and I was still there in the afternoon. And as I was riding down the elevator, I met a couple. I'm getting feedback. So we're chatting, and she's like, oh, are you here for the convention? I was like, yeah, actually I am. It's for Juice Plus. Do you know what it is? She's like, oh yeah, I've heard of it. She obviously didn't, but I didn't ask the question like, oh, what have you heard? Instead, we just continued chatting. We ended up, she asked me the question, so tell me more about it. And I showed it to her, and she's like, oh, wow. She was surprised that it was capsules. And then I asked them what they did, and she told me, and I was like, yeah, I love doing what I do. This is what I do. I'm a proud franchise owner. And she's like, really? We really need to talk. And I had already gotten her number, but this, I think, really solidified, like, she was looking for something. And so she placed an order for product, and she'll probably end up joining my team within the next couple of months.
That's great.
So I think it's really important sharing both the product and the business.
Absolutely. Well done, Nicole. Excellent. Yes, and I should comment on the first story there and point out to people who don't know you that Dr. Ross is actually your sponsor. So it wasn't a question of competition really in this. It's a win-win.
Right. Sorry.
That's okay. Good. Excellent. So I guess the example there is, yes, relationships are so important, but you never know who you're going to meet. And we all have the memory jogger. We all have our prospects. But when you're out there doing life, you're always going to run into new people. In fact, that really is how our Phoenix group came to be. And most of you have heard that story when, I can't take any credit for it, that Val Cooper and I crossed paths in an RV park one Sunday morning in Colorado, even though she lived in Phoenix. So these stories do happen. It doesn't happen every week, but hang around long enough, it will happen to you. Okay,
and,
another one.
The common denominator between Sandy and Nicole there is that they both met complete strangers and shared Juice Plus with them and got orders. So the lesson there is don't be afraid to share with complete strangers. You never know.
Rachel.
So one of my new ones this month was from a table that I did, and I was in my dentist. I went to see my dentist several months ago, and I noticed a woman was selling jewellery. So I said to her, "Hey, how did you get to be able to do that?" And she said, "Oh, you just go into the office over there, and they'll set you up for a table." So I did, and this is, as I said, months ago, but they got me in for January this year. So I did the table in January, got, maybe between 12 and 15 leads. And as we all know, they're fairly hard to work, but you have to just keep on working them. And one of the people I talked to at that called me this 2 weeks ago or something, and said, "Yeah, you need to get me started. I'm ready to do it." So that was really nice. And then the other way that I get quite a lot of customers is always having samples with me. And I thought it was interesting that if anybody watched Lacey, who got the QNMD in 5 months, talk the other day, she mentioned about the importance of sampling. But if you can afford samples, that they pay off over and over and over again. And I have found that so much. I give away so many chewables and quite a lot of complete too. This month I gave somebody 4 packets of complete that wanted to see whether she would really stick to it. Anyway, she did. She loved it and she ordered. And then I was in the post office, and this actually goes back a little bit, but I was in the post office and I see the same guy all the time who works there. And so one day I said, "Oh, I brought you a present," and of course he lights up. "You brought me a present? How wonderful!" And it was just chewables. Anyway, he was thrilled with it, and he ordered, and he's been ordering ever since. I mean, so you just never know, and especially dressing it up as a gift. Always, I remember we were taught that by Mary Jo. Do you remember, Sandy? She used to always talk about gifting and putting bows on things.
Yeah, she wrapped them up.
She did. She wrapped them up with beautiful gift wrap. Well, I'm not as creative as that, but I'll throw them at them. Here, try this. So, and I give a lot of bars away too. And then I also got a new customer this month on an existing customer who bought Omegas. And again, that's just regular follow-up. Just remembering that. Talk about other products every time you follow up with an existing customer. And I was really hoping she was going to join my team, because she's definitely one of my dream team as a young mom with a teacher. And but she said not yet, so we'll keep going. But she did add Omegas.
Okay, this is all really, really old school. I mean, this is the way we've always done it.
Yeah, there's no Facebook.
I want to hear from somebody who...
I might have, oh no, can I just talk about this? This might or might not be interesting, but one of my friends on Facebook, I better do a Facebook one since that's not open. One of my friends on Facebook posted about her bone density. And so I posted underneath that, what great news, and we're having a seminar on osteoporosis on, which is tomorrow, Tuesday. 2 of her friends commented like where, and so I've sent both of them the flyers, and both of them have said thank you. So we'll see if they come tomorrow. Sandy's husband, Dr. Jim, is talking tomorrow. But that was Facebook, and I've connected with both of them as friends now. So we'll see.
I have one. I know I've already spoken, but my new team member who's here, Lydia, I met on Facebook in a mom's group. And I don't remember how conversation started, but we connected quite a few months ago, and we've just been building this relationship. And she had mentioned, I think, wanting to earn extra money. And I reached out at some point and I said, hey, I've talked to you about Juice Plus before. There's a business behind it. I think you'd be really good at it. So I'd love to talk to you about it. And she joined my team the first of this month. So that's a Facebook one.
Yay.
I thought we were just talking about orders, so I didn't.
Speak up, Lydia.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. I was really happy that she reached out to me because it could change my life. So.
And you're in Georgia, right?
No, I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, sorry, North Carolina. Yeah. Of course you are. Still far away from Nicole.
Yeah.
Far away, but close.
But it's been going good. It's been going really good. Lydia's just like really passionate. She's really coachable. She's doing everything I share with her. Like, she's been sharing with like 10 people a day. Like, just really pursuing it. And it just goes to show, like, you never know when you make connections, who needs this, who wants this, who's going to get it, you know, and Lydia gets it. And I know she's going to be successful because she's doing what she needs to do. It's fantastic.
So Lydia, are you sharing through Facebook?
I am a little bit. I've posted a couple pictures. Nicole told me how to do that too. I got quite a little bit of feedback from it, but most people have just been, I'm still working on them. We're supposed to have a 3-way call after this with a girl that says she's interested, so we'll see how that goes.
Good. All right. So I know that a young person on our team, Brianna, I'm sure you have something to offer.
Yeah, I do most of it on social media, as y'all know, but honestly, one of the customers I actually added this month is someone I met at the gym, and he's one of the guys I went to high schools with parents. So I didn't even know necessarily anything about him, but he just recognized me because I'm always up there at the same time he is, and I carry my Juice Plus water bottle. So he came up to me asking me, like, my son's saying you're always sharing stuff on social media with health. He's got a bunch of health certifications and only wants like top line products. And so I gave him, like what Rachel was saying, I gave him a sample, and his wife loved the shakes. So they ordered the shakes, and he's looking into the business because it impressed him because it wasn't a poor level quality product or a poor quality business. And he was really actually impressed by that. So we'll see. But that one's kind of Facebook, kind of real life. So I guess it's just keep your Juice Plus stuff on you, and you might be surprised with who sees it.
Yep.
Hello, this is Denise.
Hi, Denise.
I'm sorry, my laptop crashed, so I'm on my phone, and I don't know how to maneuver that much around on my phone, but I wanted to talk a little bit about my new rep. I met her through the Harvest House, a nonprofit, Jennifer, and then her friend underneath her, Glennis, also became a rep at the same time. This was February 27th, 28th. Well, Glennis started the March shred, which was 3 or 4 weeks ago. And she told me she was on 3 diabetic medications and she couldn't afford them. So she's only taken 1. Well, when she started the shred, her goal was not to really lose weight, but after finishing the shred, she did lose 5 pounds. But she started out with her blood sugar at 180. And I was volunteering for this fundraiser, so I saw her 2 to 3 times a week, getting ready for it. And she just kept telling me every week, every time, it's down to 150, it's down to 140. She told me on Monday, or a couple days, no, on the day of the fundraiser, she said that morning it was 121. So she has been eating, she's not just been doing Juice Plus, she's really been eating very healthy, lean protein, just a really healthy, well-balanced diet. A lot of salads, plant-based, and Juice Plus, and 2 shakes a day. But she is just really, really super excited because it's working for her, and it jump-started her health into eating better.
Awesome. Great story. Yep. It really makes us feel good about what we do, doesn't it? It gives us a sense of purpose.
So let me jump in now because, in fact, I was talking with Lydia and Nicole on the 3-way welcome Zoom. And out of nowhere, I was explaining to Lydia that there are 3 types of people, only 3 types of people that you will share Juice Plus with. And, when you've been doing this as long as we have, you sort of assume that everybody knows. And not only had Lydia not heard it, because she was absolutely brand new, but as experienced as Nicole is, she hadn't heard this either. So Nicole persuaded me I should do this, so I'll do it very quickly. So many, many, many years ago, probably the first year that we were full-time RVers, because we were meeting a ton of complete strangers, and a lot of people would say, what do you do? And so we started early in those conversations saying something like, well, I represent the company that found a way to put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. It's called Juice Plus. Have you heard of it? Now, I am really bad because I'm a male and I'm an engineer and I've got all kinds of excuses, but I'm really, really bad at reading people, body language, facial expressions. But I did it enough times in a short period of time that I began to realize that when I said fruits and vegetables in a capsule, sometimes people I'd see a little frown, that little puckered forehead. And during conversation, I realized that frown signified skepticism. Sometimes people would go, like Val Cooper, when Jenny told her what Juice Plus was, Val went, what? Fantastic. I'm the original juice lady. I run a juice bar in London. That's how can I get it and can I sell it? That was Val, literally. So you've got the skeptic and you've got the enthusiast. And then you've got the third person who immediately they hear fruits and vegetables in a capsule, it's called Juice Plus, have you heard of it? No, and they immediately change the subject. They start talking about anything else under the sun. Not only are they not interested, but they also don't understand the significance. Fruits and vegetables in a capsule. If this is true, the skeptic says, wow. The skeptic says, I don't believe it, but if it's true, this is really significant. The third person, the blank face look. So you've got the enthusiast, beaming smile, you've got the skeptic, furrowed brow, and you've got the blank look, the person who has no clue. So my advice to Lydia was, both the enthusiast and the skeptic need education. They both need what we have, they both need education, they both need to understand the breadth and depth of how significant Juice Plus is, but don't waste your time on that third person, because you will waste time, you'll waste energy, you might even waste money, you'll get disappointed and discouraged. Look for, when you're sharing Juice Plus, if you're sharing and you can see the person's face, just look for the expression and you'll know how to respond.
Well, even on social media, if you're not seeing their face, those 3 types come up on social media all the time too. Right? Lydia had one. She had a third type. I was like, don't bother. Move on. Next. Who's next? Move along.
The most powerful word in our entire system. Next. Plenty of good people out there. Okay,
So,
Jenny,
does anybody have a question about anything?
we're past time and I've got to stop the recording in 2 minutes.
I'll
Question?
say something. I'll say something.
You got 2 minutes.
Okay. Just to stick with people, I was met a guy at a vendor show, and he was interested, and I followed it up several times. And finally, one day, he says he's going to order, but he was in the car, and he said, "I'll get back with you tomorrow with my credit card." And that was over 2 weeks ago, and I was still following up. And he said, like 4 days ago, "Don't give up on me. I still plan on it." And today he called me and I got the order. So just really to stick with people. They're so busy.
Yeah, the fortune is in the follow-up.
Yeah.
And everybody who's heard that.
Yeah. And then
That is fantastic. I've got to stop the recording and I've got to run, but you guys can stay and have a fun time after I've gone. So God bless everybody. Talk to you soon.